Hello, and thank you for listening. My name is Sean Collins, and I will be applying for the broadcasting opening for the Overwatch League. I am currently a big fan of esports. I watch the NA, EU, and some of the Korean games for League of Legends. I make sure not to miss any of the NA games just because I live in NA, so it's more fun for me to watch teams I'm more familiar with. But I like to watch the EU and the Korean teams, so that way, when international events arrive, I can pay attention to those. As I know this is Overwatch, I've also been watching Overwatch games. I play a lot of Overwatch. I enjoy the game immensely. I enjoy the characters and the lore and the cinematics and all of that, and I wanted to take a chance and apply for this position because I like doing analysis on games and esports in general. So I really wanted to be a part of this lifestyle and this facilities and all of this, and I really wanted to try to make esports the best possible it can be. Esports has the potential to overthrow, in a way, traditional sports. A lot of people don't think it's a sport, but you put in hours and hours of practice. There are people who watch it for hours every day. It's a sport, and I want to help to bring it to the rest of the world in the best way that I can. So hopefully I get a chance to be a part of this fantastic opportunity. And thank you for listening, and here are some of my analyses of games I've played or games I've watched. Thank you. Alright, we are going to do some analysis on the Overwatch semifinals, South Korea versus the United States. I've decided to do the analysis on the United States versus South Korea match because the match versus Canada, South Korea won 4-1, and the match versus the United States, they won 4-2. So I think the matches versus the United States might have been, in my opinion, better, and there's more to analyze there. Whereas where the fights between Korea and Canada were a little bit more lopsided, less to do with the strength of Canada or the weaknesses, and just the fact that Korea was just a better team all around. So we're going to focus primarily on the Hanamura map, with Korea and North America, the United States slugging it out on this point for 3 matches, I believe. Now, the biggest thing to remember for esports, as with most sports in general, is there are a couple key factors. You have teamwork, presence, momentum, and pressure. Pressure is just keeping on top of the enemy team, making sure that they don't have a moment to breathe and catch themselves and realign, either for their attacks or their defense. Generally, the pressure is on the defenders because the attackers are trying to take the point. But occasionally, the defenders will push the attackers back and try to keep them away from the point. So there's pressure on both sides. Momentum is always going to be on the attackers. The attackers need momentum to take the points. Once they start a push, if they can clear out the opposing team, the defenders, and maintain that momentum, they can get to the second point, or keep pushing the payload faster, and take it out from under the defenders' noses. You saw this at one point when South Korea had 30 seconds left on the second point. They had just captured the first point with overtime, and because of their momentum and pressure, they were able to take the second point in overtime from one consolidated push. Now, there was a combination of things that went into that, but as you can see, pressure and momentum go hand in hand, and the momentum is necessary to win. One of the other things we talked about was teamwork. Obviously, this is a team-based game, so teamwork is important, and you need it to win. One of the main reasons I believe that South Korea beat the United States was because they had better teamwork as opposed to better individual players. Some of the players on the United States were great, skilled, and were doing great at dueling, but their teamwork was lacking, and the South Koreans just played better together. And then presence. Not one that you see in all games or all sports. Really, it's just objective-based games. The presence to be on the point or near the point constantly. You hear this joke a lot, Genjis and Tracers never get on the point. They're lacking presence there, but you need to have presence on the point to actually win the game. Without your presence there, you're not going to win. It doesn't matter if you kill the whole team. If you're 10 or 15 seconds away from the point, they'll respawn and get there by the time you do. So it's not really useful. So you need to have the presence to always be there. Now, on Hanamura, there were a lot of things that happened. One of the biggest things that everyone saw was flowers on Widowmaker. The United States had decided to swap out Raucous from Zenyatta onto Soldier 76. So they wanted to do a 3-man attackers, 1 support, 2 defenders. So they had Soldier 76, Genji, and Tracer, with the support being Mercy and the tanks being Winston and D.Va. So great tanks, great support, and then 3 attackers to keep out a lot of DPS. So they have a lot of opportunity to take a whole bunch of kills and really clear out the attackers or defenders. It's very good team comp. But the problem is you only have 1 support, and Mercy can only generally heal 1 person at a time unless she's using her ultimate or Valkyrie. And Valkyrie is very useful, but it's very clutch. You want to save it for those team fights so that you can resurrect up to 3 people, and you can heal or boost damage to multiple people at a time. You don't want to just use it randomly. At that point, it would be a large waste. So they only had 1 support, and they were fighting a Widowmaker on the South Korean side. So the South Koreans were attacking, and Widowmaker was able to clear out Tracers and Genjis and Mercy quite effectively, consistently. Just getting headshots, high-powered body shots. Tracer and Genji only have around 150 to 200 health. Soldier 76 only has 200 health. And they were able to be taken down effectively and quickly because they only had 1 healer. If they had 2 healers, maybe a Zenyatta could throw the ball to one of them, and if they got just a body shot, they would heal up over time. But with just the 1 healer, Mercy was a very big target constantly, and if you take out the Mercy, especially as a Widowmaker, you're going to lose the fight, because then you lose all of those reses and all of the ability to really protect and control the fight. So the Widowmaker being there was a big problem for the United States. Now, generally the best option to fight a Widowmaker is another Widowmaker. But as Raucous, the United States' best Widowmaker, was currently on the 3 attacker comp, and he was playing Soldier 76, they decided not to have him switch. So that was one of the reasons they were able to take them so quickly. And the 3 attacker versus the 2 supports comp meta is interesting. I personally like the 2 supports because it spreads out the healing and gives more chances for CC. Supports will generally have some good CC in some form or boosted healing, whereas attackers generally just have DPS damage and lots of it. On Hanamura, you saw a lot of lack of coordination on the United States when compared to South Korea. You also saw this on Gibraltar when they were able to push the attackers. The South Korean defenders were able to push the attackers away. The United States was good at fighting, and they won a lot of fights, but they just never could coordinate and get back onto the point quickly or effectively, or keep up the pressure or momentum. So their coordination, or lack thereof, really ended up being what their downfall was. And once the North American team, the United States, switched back over to 2 supports, their fights tended to go a lot better and a lot easier for them. They still ended up losing, but the fights were much closer, and in some cases they were razor thin. It was so close you could really feel it. But that's my take on it. That's what I thought happened, and some of the things I definitely saw while watching the games. So, thank you for listening. We have thinking we might need a tank, but then, I'll decide we do still need a support. Who better to support the team than a bunch of shields? As Symmetra, or you could probably go with Zenyatta, get some healing, and increase DPS from his orbs. A lot of options there. Looks like we're going to go with Zenyatta. Nope, looks like we're switching again. Going back with Symmetra. Symmetra is a good pick for a lot of times just because her ability to do high DPS as a support that you can't really dodge is pretty frustrating. But nothing you can do against 6 people. A lot you can do against Tracer, though. Yep. So I was able to, that's what I'm talking about, that high DPS from Symmetra, and, ooh, Soldier 76 was able to take me out. So right now I'm golden eliminations, objective kills, and healing. Not going to get any healing with Symmetra, but I was healing with the Moira. Symmetra is good being up close, where it's hard to hit her, especially if you're a bigger character, so she looks even smaller. You spend a lot of time jumping around, moving left to right, back and forth to prevent them from getting an easy shot and leading. That's where you're strongest. Because the longer you hold down the trigger, and the more damage you do, the more damage your particle beam is going to do. So right there, just killing the Hanzo with quick hits, waiting for the shield to regenerate, and then going back in to take care of this Orisa. And then I switch over to the Soldier 76 because he is dangerous. Can't catch him because he's sprinting. Go back to the Orisa, take her out because she's not very good at aiming. But also, that's what I was talking about. Back and forth, left to right, making it hard to hit. Now getting targeted by, looks like a McCree, but the healing from Soldier 76 saves the day. And then gonna set up probably a teleporter, or I would say a shield generator is the best option in my opinion. Yeah, this kind of map, you're pretty close in general, but that extra 75 shield that regenerates is really going to help characters, especially if, you know, Soldier 76 dies and they can't quite get any healing. Taking out a Tracer is really useful because she's just so back and forth with her movements, it makes her hard to track, but Symmetra is able to keep on top of her as long as she stays within range of the gun. Really useful, really helpful at avoiding dealing with all that crazy movement and teleporting that she does, unless you've got a Roadhog who can just hook her and knock her out one at a time. Good reaction on avoiding walking right into the twin dragons, but there's a whole team, so you're about to die. Yeah, I mean, should have backed off when you saw the whole team and none of your teammates, or just waited the 3 seconds it would have taken for Genji to get there. Still taking 4 gold medals there. Symmetra is one of those heroes who is kind of annoying how much damage she does. But when you think about it, it's because she doesn't have any movement abilities aside from her ultimate, which is a teleporter. And she doesn't have any direct damaging abilities. Her shift creates a turret, so it's kind of not very good to try to do that in the middle of a fight. And then her E makes a moving shield, which is useful, but it doesn't do any damage, so you're really limited to just running up to people and hitting them with the gun. And it works really well in certain scenarios, like you get really lucky. Oh, looks like I unlocked an achievement, the car wash. I guess I must have killed someone with my turrets. You know, good placement where they can't hit them from their entrances, unless they're like a, you know, a Winston who jumps in, or maybe a Pharah with her explosives. And then just chasing down a Tracer, turn back to where you think she was. Not going to catch her because she's Tracer, but you can definitely take out the Soldier 76 and the Reaper. Really make it so they can't keep going. And then unless the Genji can get in there real quick, which it looks like he did, but Tracer's dead, and the team was able to take care of the Genji. He can only deflect from the front, so if he jumps in, just surround him and pepper him from other sides. Still got 4 objectives, or 11 objective kills, 21 eliminations, a fair amount of healing, and I don't remember what that last one is from the site. But we've evened the teams up. Now it's 1-to-1 on the final map of Oasis. It's damage done. Wow, most damage done. That's got to be infuriating to players like Soldier 76, who's got very good mid to long range damage. Alright, let's see. So now we're just waiting, getting into the game. And just gonna keep walking as Symmetra towards the objective. Got about 30 seconds until it unlocks. It's always a good idea to follow your team, especially as the support, so you can assist in any way. Sombra hacking that healing point, always good. Oh, looks like they've got a Pharah coming in pretty early. That can definitely be dangerous. Following the Orisa to add any kind of shielding you might need. Definitely taking the brunt of damage. But, yep, there we go. Gonna chase down the Soldier 76. But it looks like Orisa died to the Hanzo, and our teammate are being targeted. Yep, looks like Genji was able to take out the Symmetra pretty well. Let's see how he does it. He got her with the dashing strike, and then just, 3 quick shuriken right into her head. Let's see, so we got a Mei Sombra, Pharah, Genji, and Soldier 76. No tanks. But we do have a Mei, so they can help defend. Alright, so they're going to chase down probably the... I'm going to turn around and try to kill the Genji. Kills the Genji, but taken out by the Pharah. A 1 for 1, at least, on that side is not too bad. Definitely getting Genji back makes it so they can't get any of those annoying moments on the point where it's being contested by someone jumping in and out of range. But it looks like most of the team was caught off guard and got killed. Gonna put another shield barrier up. Give the team an extra 75 regenerative shield points. Always good. Makes it that much harder to kill people. Ooh, Roadhog just took it. Dumpstered pretty quick. Can't chase down him. Missing a whole bunch of ability to target people. But a good biotic field by the Soldier 76 was able to heal up Symmetra pretty quick. Unfortunately, the enemy Soldier 76 was then able to take her down. Now it looks like they're probably going to lose just at this point because the opposing team, the red team, is at 83% with not a whole lot of people in the point for the blue team. They're surrounding, but Soldier 76 is, well, good Symmetra shield, able to take him down with the combination of the Genji. And Hanzo's probably going to go down to the quick damage by the Symmetra. Oh, looks like they're able to get it. Symmetra's going to stay in there. A nice point, able to capture the point in the center with defenses from most sides. On the outside, not super helpful if they go by, but definitely inside, that's where the Sentinel sentries are going to do a lot of damage. Just like that, take her down real quick. And then you chase down the Mercy so she can't do any healing. If she doesn't have anyone to look at or close enough to fly to, she's basically a sitting duck. Alright, looks like a Hanzo, but can't do much. Ooh, good block of that scatter arrow. It's going to bounce depending on the angle that it hits the first surface. So if the first surface is directly in front of it, not where it planned, it's not going to bounce the way he thought it would. Yes, Symmetra does have some strengths. Being able to continuously move back and forth and do crazy damage to targets is always annoying. Alright, someone's contesting the point. Let's look like 4-3 contesting the point. It's a Genji just moving back and forth. Since there's no healers besides the Soldier 76's biotic field, you gotta be very careful. And even though he was able to escape the rocket barrage, that Hanzo was taken out by the high DPS of the Symmetra. Again, always annoying and shocking how quick her damage is able to take people down. They're actually making a really good comeback. Oh, Tracer immediately jumped back. This looks like a bad move for that. Yeah, she's lost the shield because she's out of range and then just quickly damaged by 2 or 3 rockets from the Pharah. One directly head on. That's the problem. Pharah's really good against Symmetra because you don't have to hit her, just near her. And because she's got long range and the ability to jump out of her reach, that's one of the reasons Pharah's really good against Symmetra. Now it's 2v2. Can they keep him down? Looks like there's a Mercy healing the Pharah. There's a Genji and a Soldier 76 about to be killed by the combination team. Yep, looks like that Hanzo was able to take down the Symmetra pretty quickly. Even though you weren't able to get to the Mercy, it's always a good idea to target, but that Hanzo's good. Jumping and shooting. One of the things you don't see a lot with people in lower levels is the footwork. Anyone can aim, but it's the back and forth footwork, moving to the left to right, jumping to reduce your hitbox. Those are the important parts to make sure that you're really getting a good, a good way to target people and fight. If you're just standing still and shooting, you're an easy target. If you're moving back and forth, it's harder to focus. Well, looks like the Symmetra got play of the game. Yours truly, thank you. Oh, this was back on the second map. I don't know, was this worthy of play of the game? I guess nothing else really came in close. Alright. It was a pretty good game. Worked out well, and I got 6 votes, so my whole team, I assume. Not too bad. Well, this Soraya went and get HP. They now have an Orisa, so it's gotta be Mystery Heroes, because so many character changes. They still have 2 tanks, but oh, stunned and lost a fair amount of HP. They've got a Lucio for healing though, so it's going to help out, and an Ana. Double support and at least 2 beefy characters, 2 tanks. Oh, and there is a Bastion, so that shield by Orisa did save him. Did save the Zarya, and it looks like 2 of their players have gone around, and the Bastion just sat there and killed both of them. It's a bit unfortunate. They should have coordinated a little bit more with the Ana. If they'd gotten into a better position after the Ana had dropped him. But now they have a Pharah. That's one of the problems with Mystery Heroes, is if you're not careful, you lose all the work you put into your ultimate. So it is kind of a challenge, but the other benefit is it's a mystery who you're going to get. So you could get someone who's really good, you could get a great team comp, or you guys could get a garbage team comp. And they're able to drop the first point, and they kill... Oh! They killed the Soldier 76, but Pharah died to the Hanzo, Scatter Arrow, and consistent hits. Yep, it looked like it was just a quick shot. But the attacker's Reaper then was able to get the defender's Hanzo, and now they have another tank in Reinhardt. And he's still pretty close to where they all are, so he can put a lot of assistance up there with the shield. He should get that armor. He does. They have an Ana, McCree, a Torbjorn, and a Reinhardt, and a Lucio. They've got to be careful, try to block the hooks from Roadhog so that none of his squishier allies get taken by that hook. There's a Symmetra, looks like chasing down a Lucio. Probably going to take her down. Yep, she goes down really quick. And they're being attacked by what was most likely... Oh, looks like a Lucio and a Reaper coming in from behind. The Torbjorn's turret and a Junkrat above. They've got to be careful, because that Reaper can do a lot of damage up close. But he is a Reinhardt, so he's just going to swing wildly and tag him 3 times. 2 Reapers. Gets him with the Flame Strike. And there is a Junkrat now trying to prevent. Most of his damage is being ignored because of the good Reinhardt shield. Pretty good at blocking almost everything. One of the things it can't block, though, is lasers, like from Symmetra or Zarya's initial fire. There's a Sombra, who's just dying straight up to the Torbjorn turret. Lucio killed Lucio, and not good. It means one of the supports and healers for the team has gone down, but they were able to... that's a very odd ult for Ana to give Reinhardt. He killed 1 person. Now would have been a good time to give it to him, but right now all he's doing is defending his team from the Roadhog. Now he's able to push him back. He's still got a... And a Mei from the back actually assists them. Oh, he might die. No. He could ult here, take down 2 people. Oh yeah, he died. Not good, unless they have a Mercy. Yeah, if he had ulted, he would have been able to take down the Roadhog and the Lucio and prevent any of his team from dying to the Roadhog's Wildhog ultimate. He is now in the Reaper position, and that Roadhog is still there, probably having healed up with the Lucio. That's one of the spots where not using your ultimate when you can definitely hurts the team. because now it's being contested. 2 people are being taken up by a Lucio with fear from the Roadhog. Definitely not a good position right now. Sounds like... oh, someone yet. Zenyatta got caught. Didn't die, thankfully. That's an unfortunate ult. Or not an ultimate, but a shield. Looks like Zarya might get focused down, and he's caught. He died. The Reaper died. Unfortunately, nothing to protect him from those Roadhog hooks. That's one of the benefits of having a Reinhardt, is that the hooks bounce right off of his shield. And now they have a Bastion. Again, bringing up the randomness of Mystery Heroes, one of the problems with it is sometimes you get Bastions on attack. Not super useful unless you can find a choke point or get onto the point. Or you could try this. With a Reinhardt, you can dish out some damage if you can actually hit the Mercy. Previously, you did see the Lucio's sound barrier go through, so there's a lot of damage reduction from that to the other team, but there is a Hanzo. He gets some damage onto the Bastion, but the Bastion was quick enough to see it and get out of its way. But now they need to... well, it looks like there's also Symmetra shield. They have 3 supports, Symmetra, Mercy, and a Lucio. It's going to be hard getting through all that shielding and health regeneration. They're also not actually moving forward too much, and the Hanzo got the McCree pretty well. They don't have any snipers right now, so getting that Hanzo out of position is going to be a bit hard. Unless the Roadhog can hook him. Yep, nope. If the Bastion can get his ultimate, he can do some fair damage. Oh, if you can kill that Roadhog. Oh, but that Hanzo is going to get you. You have to be careful. He has received his ultimate, so if they wait another 20 seconds, they can get their team back together for a push, but it looks like a lot of them are down. And Zenyatta's just jumping in, trying to throw DPS against any number of people. He avoided getting hooked. Both of them avoided getting hooked, which is very good. Prevents that unfortunate death. They have a D.Va now with a Zenyatta. Yeah, he's going to go ultimate. He was able to kill the turret, or a turret. It was probably a Symmetra turret, but he's missing all of his shots and doing no damage. So it was a wasted ultimate, unfortunately. Looks like that player, which happens to be yours truly, isn't very good at Bastion. I apologize for that. And now he's on to Winston. Winston's good. He can definitely break siege as well. And his lightning cannon is good for players like Hanzo, who, when you get close, does get flustered, as well as Lucio and Genji, who tend to be hard to hit. It just is more of a point and click. Now they've got 5 people on, and it looks like... yes, for some reason D.Va decided to go with the ult into the corner. Chasing the Mercy is a good call, because you're going to have a hard time breaking them if they have that healing and the revives. Zenyatta ultimate, and then dropping the shield, very good. Preventing any damage going in or out. Widowmaker's got the Orb of Discord on, and it looks like they will win this one. And you won a loot box for it, so that's not bad. There were plenty of things that were done wrong, but at lower level games, it's really about teamwork. And as you saw there, teamwork was pretty good.